masih di InsideTalk TV. Tentunya bersama saya Bensu dan juga
Eri.
Nah, kali ini kita sudah berada di Money House.
Ya, Money House tepatnya di sini di Jalan Komplek Mutatuli.
Benar, Komplek Mutatuli.
Di sini kita akan bertemu atau mewawancarai seorang pemuka agama, khususnya
Buddhis ya,
Budhisme Tantrayana yang bernama Phurbu Tashi Rinpoche.
Oke.
Namanya kalau nggak biasa agak susah disebutin.
Memang agak susah.
Lama Phurbu Tashi Rinpoche.
Oke,
Ya.
jadi supaya tidak panjang lebar lagi, kita langsung saja menemui beliau.
Yes, let's go. Oke guys, kali ini kita sudah bersama dengan Rinpoche langsung di mana nih, di Money House ya?
Money House.
Money House.
Oke, di Money House.
Ya.
Namun sebelum kita memulai, sekedar informasi juga untuk seluruh viewers yang menonton video ini, bahwasanya kita semuanya sudah swab antigen ataupun sudah aman yang namanya dari virus corona.
Ya, di ruangan ini senantiasa sudah disterilkan ya, jadi aman, sudah kita patuhi protokol kesehatan semuanya. Jadi kita melepas masker hanya untuk kebutuhan syuting saja ya, interview, supaya suara kita, suara Rinpoche lebih jelas terdengar. So our voice is more clear, okay? To the viewers.
Nah, seperti yang Anda ketahui bahwasanya Bensu bahasa Inggrisnya luar biasa bagus. Terpaksa saya mengundang seorang translator, Mr. Eri Yang.
Ya, ini pesan yang akan disampaikan oleh Rinpoche sangat penting sekali untuk kita dengar. Jadi teman-teman viewers, silakan simak interview kita dengan Rinpoche. Ini special edition Inside Talk, oke? Oke, Tashi Delek Rinpoche.
Tashi Delek.
How are you, Rinpoche?
I'm very well. I just don't have much experience talking at a camera.
Oh, this is the first time.
Really alone.
Oh,
Kind of, yeah.
kind of the first time talking to the camera like this.
Talking to a camera first time.
We have a lot of questions to ask to Rinpoche. I'm gonna start with Bensu. Maybe the first questions.
Okay, but I speak slowly.
We have to prepare.
Rinpoche, we know many Buddhism know about Rinpoche. Okay, but we are sure many viewers that's watching still do not know about Rinpoche. Could you please tell us about yourself?
Oh, yeah, sure. I was born in Tibet, part of Tibet, and since I was a small monastery, this monastery called Ganga Monastery, came to my home and they asked my parents that your child, and when I was 13, your child is reincarnation of our teacher, that someone a bit the respectful teacher of the monastery passed away, something like that. Anyway, in short, they believed I was a reincarnation of that master passed away, so recognized as a reincarnation this way. Yeah, I got the title, but then since then I went to monastery and so became a monk, and I myself since small very interested and wanted to learn Buddha's teachings, so I got at the same time this opportunity, and so went to monastery and in Tibet studied several years in monastery, different monasteries. Then went to India, some different monasteries, and mainly I studied about 10 years in Rumtek, the Nananda Institute. There's a monastery college, some kind of institute, mainly teach Buddhist philosophy, Abhidhamma and so on. And then after that I did 3 years retreat with Jebje Bogor, which is one of the greatest masters, meditation masters. So it's 3 years, 3 months program. And after that I had some kind of responsibility to teach in a 3-year retreat center there for a while, and then after that I went to US for several years, and now in Indonesia.
Okay.
How many years you been as a Buddhist?
Overall?
So I started when I was age 13, and now it's 48. Now
48.
I'm 48.
48, 13 and 40, 35 years. Almost 35 years.
Yes.
Was so long, right?
Kok kira-kira pas Rinpoche cerita kok sepertinya sedih ya, bro?
Kenapa sedih?
Nggak ngerti, bro.
Bagi Anda yang nggak ngerti, di sini ada teksnya ya. Di sini ada teksnya.
Ngeri air mata saya mau mengalir aja bro.
Bukan karena terharu ya, karena nggak ngerti ya.
Oke, silakan bro.
Nggak apa-apa.
Bantai terus.
Okay, as we know that Rinpoche comes to Indonesia usually once in a year, right?
Yes,
Once a year, and I know Rinpoche has been a lot of places, such as you said that to India, to US, and some other country maybe. When did Rinpoche arrive first time in Indonesia? Why Indonesia?
I think I believe, of course, there's a karmic connection and maybe something related in our previous aspiration and karmic connection. Anyway, first time I came to Indonesia is 2004.
2004.
Briefly. I said karmic connection because also I didn't have any plan to go to Indonesia, and I didn't know where's Indonesia also that time. But I met someone. I was going to Tibet, and I met a friend who is going to Indonesia. So on the kind of a transit stop in
Indonesia,
Surabaya. For a few days. Yeah, so then I went to Tibet, and then when I came to Surabaya, and then I become acquainted with some Indonesian friends. Like one of them is called Susi. Susi is, and then later 2006. Susi invited me for the teaching to a small group in Jakarta. So then, since then, I've been visiting sometime. I think almost like once a year, and so different groups and different sometime I've been teaching at a Vihara school and university, and or sometime different groups, organized group teachings, something like that.
Is it the first time in 2004 Tantrayana went in Indonesia, or there's other guru before?
Yeah, when I was first time coming to here is quite different. It's interesting. Very few the Tibetan Buddhism is not familiar.
Not familiar in Indonesia.
Very, very, very few. But not the first time. Already some gurus, some Rinpoches have been here, and already one or two, I think, one or two centers, or a few centers. I don't know exactly numbers, but still, yes, very, very rare, and people are not familiar
about Tantrayana.
About Tantrayana, comparing to right now is the people, Indonesian people. Not only Tantrayana, I think generally people are much more familiar and familiar with the Buddhist teachings, comparing to 15 years ago, and now I think it's a little bit increase. Yeah, and also especially about Tantrayana.
How many cities in Indonesia that you see? There's been a lot of Tantrayanas, Buddhists. How many cities in Indonesia?
In Indonesia, I have been some mainly Medan, Jakarta. I think Medan is not only Tantrayana, but actually the Medan people, they kept the Chinese tradition. So Chinese tradition is Confucius, Taoism, and Buddhism combined together kind of tradition, right? They kept the tradition. I think maybe most strong kind of a culture preserved among the Chinese Indonesian, maybe Medan. So, but anyway, then Jakarta and some places in Java, they have also native kind of Buddhist, like Java Buddhist.
Java Buddhist.
Yeah. And but I'm not familiar with all the cities. I don't know exactly how much.
Is this quite different between Tantrayana Buddhism and Java Buddhism that, and also the Medan Buddhism that been going on right now?
I think right now is a little bit different. In Indonesia, they're quite unique. They're actually not so much Buddhism here in Indonesia, but at the same time also all the traditions of Buddhism in Indonesia. They're kind of together.
It's all
some,
connected, right?
Like some like other countries, they have just one sect of Buddhism, whole thing, but then they don't have all sects. But in Indonesia, the early Buddhism, like a Pali tradition, and then Buddhism from China, and Buddhism from Tibet. And, then also they have Indonesia, I think native, as I mentioned before, the
Java Buddhism. I see.
Okay, so Rinpoche, we move to another question.
Okay.
What is the difference Buddhism in Indonesia compared to another countries?
So of course I don't know so many places in around the world that Buddhism. Like I never been Russia, the Mongolia. I heard those countries that they have also rich Buddhist culture, and some parts of Russia and so on. But anyway, the places where I've been, and if I compare to Indonesia, so I've been in Indonesia. I see Indonesia the big. One unique thing is, as I mentioned, so many Buddhist different sects and different culture, Buddhist culture in Indonesia is comes together, so available for people to choose. Some people follow all, and some people can choose one of the Buddhist sect that they follow. And so also the government recognizes Buddhist, the official religion, kind of those things. And many other countries, the Buddhism is, they have like one sect. For example, in China is this Mahayana, and then in Tibet, Tibetan Buddhism is kind of also combine all kind of Buddhism together, but then still again become a Tibetan Buddhism, and in Indonesia they call Tantra tradition, and so like Thailand mostly like Theravada tradition, but in Indonesia all that comes together, practicing. I see this is quite unique, different.
Tantrayana is a name that they call in Indonesia only, or also in Tibet they also call it Tantrayana? No.
In Tibet, not really. Sometimes they call Vajrayana, Tantrayana, but I think most of them they consider themselves as Triyana. Yeah, so like monks, Tibetan monks. Lama means actually Lama is that term used for the in bhikkhu. So monks. So that is nothing to do Tantra thing. This is Vinaya. Nuns or monks, their Vinaya vows is Vinaya. It's all Buddhism same from early Buddhism, and then they have really extensive teachings on Mahayana philosophy. Very extensive studies and teachings. So this Mahayana, and then top there's many Tantra practices. So usually they consider it like a Triyana.
Let's combine three things like that.
Themselves in Tibet. So sometimes maybe they call as Tantra, but the Tantra is all usually I think they consider themselves as Triyana.
Okay, so it's combined of three traditions as a new Triyana, right?
Usually it's thousands of years those translators and guru, these teachers design that the one individual person can practice all these Triyana teachings and practices. So that's Tibetan Buddhism. Usually it's not only Tantra.
Oh, I see. Okay, considering that Rinpoche is here in Medan, right? When is the first time Rinpoche arrived in Medan, and how is Buddhism in Medan so far? You see.
As I know, in Indonesia, Medan is a place where the Chinese, ancient Chinese, your ancestors, the tradition kept well, and more people follow Buddhist teachings and practices in Medan than any other parts of Indonesia, I think. So Medan is Medan is lots of people, I think, interested to learn and practice Buddhism.
Also in Medan here, many people, especially Chinese people, still holding to the old tradition, such as Confucius, things like that.
Yeah, I think, but of course other parts of Indonesia as well, there's Chinese communities everywhere, I think, on the cities, mostly they're in the cities in Indonesia, and they have kept their traditions. But I think Medan is kind of the biggest Buddhist community, I think, remain
in Indonesia.
Indonesia, my understanding.
We heard information that there's a certain project that Rinpoche has been leading. Is about building a Vihara in Medan. What's choose Medan to build a Vihara, as we know that there's so many Viharas in Medan, so many temples here?
So I have two different answers. If you ask why I choose Indonesia and why I choose Medan. If I choose to come to Indonesia and teaching, that is because in comparing to Tibet, there are actually I have responsible to do something in Tibet. Monastery actually since young as a recognition, something is already giving me as responsible to become a teacher and then lead them, and then
since you were young,
they already they also send me to monastery school and like that. I was supposed to go back to, but somehow life conditions, then I haven't been able to go back to my hometown and then look after monastery. So then I choose to come to Indonesia because I thought Tibet or some the other countries, they already have many teachers and then teaching Dharma, and they have not only teachers but huge academic like institutions for learn Buddhism and so on. But I see in Indonesia there are many people they are interested to learn, but also can be considered one of the country that not very many Dharma teaching opportunities are available, comparing to the Buddhist countries. So here Buddhist teachings and study opportunities are quite rare. So that's why I thought I want to make an effort to place where they need the teachings, and so I want to make an effort. So that's why I often come to Indonesia and then try to explain Buddhist teachings like that. So that's why I choose to be in Indonesia as well as in America, place where we started a center. Actually, there's zero Buddhist. I mean, there's no Buddhist in America. No Buddhist center ever existed there. And then we're the kind of like first one. I think still we're maybe only center there, Annapolis there, that area. And so started teaching the Dhamma teachings and the Buddhist teachings. Was quite challenging, but it's also interesting. I think it's so. In my opinion, it's very important to provide the teachings where the teachings are not available. I think it's also important. So that's the reason that's one reason. But in Medan, I came to Medan is a different reason. I think Medan is, I mean, in Indonesia already, Indonesia comparing to other parts of Indonesia. So here, again, one thing is about why I come to Indonesia and why I come to Medan. One thing is, of course, I could say it's a karmic connection, and maybe we made previous life aspirations and karmic connection. This one. But another thing is in Medan, where I found more people interested to learn and practice Dhamma teachings. At least with me, I don't know, maybe other teachers maybe have more followers, other parts. But yeah, so Also many of the Medan Buddhist practitioners and students, or the Dharma students, and then also encouraged me to be here and teaching and also doing Dharma activities. So that's the reason I think.
Okay.
Yes, I'm in Medan.
What's the temple's gonna be named?
Oh, so temple Vihara.
Vihara.
Still, yeah. First we called money house. Money is Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Yeah, that house is actually is a Vihara, but something that is make a symbol or kind of friendly, just called a house. So money house.
Money house, because the name is unique. Usually the name of the Vihara in Medan, they use the name Vihara of this Buddha, of that Buddha. Usually the Buddha's names, something like that. They use the unique name, especially Buddhism name. But money house, use the house name. It's kind of unique usually.
Yeah, I thought it would be maybe a little bit more friendly or something easier. So it's also not totally new. It's common in Tibet. We have money Lakang, which is again Lakang is money temple.
Money temple,
which is mainly is designed for lay people to learn and practice Dharma. So here as well, of course, Vihara is for monks. We built for monks and nuns, the Sangha, for Sangha home. But my intention is Sangha home, of course, but also intention is focus, provide teachings and practicing schedules for many lay people. So this way, I think that's another reason called money house.
Money house.
Yeah.
Okay, Rinpoche, we know there are so many viharas or temples that already existed in Medan. Why we should support this project?
I think there are quite many viharas in Indonesia, which is wonderful. And the good thing is never enough, right? So the more vihara is great.
More vihara is better.
Yeah, but more vihara is better. And so many viharas and many viharas and many there are organizations doing wonderful things, Dharma projects, which is wonderful. Our focus is to provide the teachings and studies and practices to the general public. I think which is very important, because generally when Buddhists says individuals to be free from suffering is depend on Dharma. Dharma to flourish and remain long is depend on Sangha. So we usually traditions focus on Sangha, but I think Sangha to flourish and remain long is depend on public. Like now Indonesia, many times is somebody become a monk, right? Then the parents feel ashamed. Yeah, or not asking, discouraging or asking their kids not to become a monk.
Yes, like usually it happens here.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. So, but in Tibet or some other countries, usually is most of the time the parent, if a kid become a monk, the parents are very proud.
Very proud.
So I think that's people's mindsets. There's different something. Anyway, what I'm saying is public educate, then the Dharma, then I think it's important for general Buddhism teachings to stay long and then the Sangha to flourish. So they motivate their kids and the related people if become a Sangha and they support and that's one thing. And then another thing is very important for each individuals to have this learning Dharma opportunity. Sorry, I think I kind of went too long. But what I'm saying is this Vihara is we focus to really. I'm not just building Vihara there because I wanted to building Vihara, but not the reason is Vihara, but the reason is I really sincere intention that provide all that elaborated all that great teachings, Buddhist teachings, so many precious teachings there, and to make available to Indonesian public, and for in order so they can practice Dhamma. So in order to do that, so I found out to need Vihara,
a bigger place, bigger Vihara,
place where we can do the programs, and people can come, and people can give teachings, kind of sustain. They stay there, and then they can pass to next generation, and so on.
I see. It's a good deed.
So where is the place and when this project will begin?
Oh, the place Medan. We choose found a place where Jalan Thamrin.
Jalan Thamrin.
I think we choose there because I think it's convenient for most people to come, and then also
it's near the Chinatown, I think.
Yeah.
Also China's population. Chinese.
They told me kind of it's become the center.
Center of
yes, and they're not quite easy for most other areas to go there. So we will be kind of a project is already started. So we did. This is a project that we purchased the land there, and then just 1 week ago we did the event for a groundbreaking event, and then now I think soon we'll start building, and so we could purchase the place for building. That all this is purely result of generous sponsors, public money. So also we very careful, and 1 penny is not wasted, and as I put in Vihara. No, not only that, but after Vihara build it, we must make sure that the Vihara will benefit the Dharma and the public. So.
Okay, after this manor house is built, after the building is done in the near future, what's the long-term aims gonna be achieved by this? Is there any certain programs to be achieved in this money house?
Oh, yeah. So as I mentioned, the reason of building the money house is focus is so to provide Dhamma studies and then practicing programs for the public. And we already have quite a rich, the system of studies and practices. There is so many unique, but authentic and important practice from Buddhist practices, and also studies, and which are most of them non-sectarian, so anybody can follow and practice. So this will be once the Vihara is built it, but even right now still we're rented here, but we do all that, many programs, but 4 or 5 different practice and studies sessions a week I've been doing, and many other related programs and all that will be maintained and then improve.
Oh, I see. Okay, I think there's a lot of information that we'll be talking right now. I think so many viewers want to know if they want to donate, they want to participate, how are they going to do it?
So that's really actually we have a team of building the project team, and then a fundraising team. They would could answer better, but what I say is this is all with good intention and teamwork. So the focus is to flourish the Dhamma and the kind of offering to Buddha, and then each individual, all that whoever contribute activities or whatever different way, not only money but many sponsors also financial support and all that to contribute. I think will be greatly benefited with flourishing them, and of course individual themselves creating great sonam. In Tibetan sonam means merits or good karma, something more than good karma. So what they can friends whoever have intention to help, I think they first is they can give information, share the information to their friends, family, and yeah.
Or they can come a call to this office.
And if someone wants to interested the project, participate the project, want to be part of that, they can contact to the there's Money House website. And there's also WhatsApp group, Instagram,
the Instagram, social media, the social media.
Yap, mungkin Eric ini udah cukup finish, harusnya sih tinggal closing statement.
Finally we come to the end of the sessions, Rinpoche. Maybe before we close this interview, these sessions, Rinpoche please give a last message, mungkin a few messages for the viewers that is watching right now about this, a little bit mungkin Dharma of Buddhism.
I hope whoever is viewing, watching, friends over there and doing well and remain healthy, and everything go well. And then also I hope pandemic situation be over very quickly, and so we can freely travel and back to normal life. So as I myself here, the reason I'm in Indonesia is to encourage people to do Buddhist followers. I don't have any intention to convert other people into Buddhism, but anyway, whoever Buddhist followers and to study Dharma and practice Dharma in your everyday life, and so our life situation, we can have a better quality of life. And also most importantly, this we believe that is some kind of insurance, some kind of like the protection for in the next lifetimes, and then until we become free from samsara. And so most importantly, of course, the Dharma is based on be a good person. Yeah, so I think everybody will have a good year, and so if I say a prayer, then negapsyon gojita tunji seda banju jeba chuji jubi tonali sambi dogundu chinjilo chanchu samjoro muchima jebana jebani mama kone kone pewa show.
Thank you so much, Rinpoche.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
I think all the viewers get good information from Rinpoche. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And viewers sekalian, bagi Anda yang ingin berpartisipasi ataupun berdonasi di proyek pembangunan Vihara, namanya Money House, Anda boleh visit di website namanya moneyhouse.org. Dan juga ada di sosial media ya.
Dan tentunya seluruh informasi akan kami tampilkan di layar. Yang kali ini tentunya pembangunan Vihara tepatnya di Jalan Thamrin tadi ya.
Di Jalan Thamrin. Jadi mari kita bersama-sama menanam karma baik, berbuat kebaikan. Sedikit donasi dari Anda sangat berarti untuk tentunya menyebarkan ajaran Tantrayana, khususnya Budhisme Tantrayana ya. Semoga semua umat manusia bisa menemukan ajaran Buddha, menjalani ajaran Buddha, menjalani Dharma tentunya.
Iya, semoga semuanya ikut berbahagia.
Semua makhluk berbahagia.
Izinkan kami undur diri, tentunya saya Benso.
Saya Eric.
Sampai jumpa.
Bye.